Everyone sensibly and carefully, then we can afford a police force. Because without them, none of us can walk around. Without them, when we have crime happens to us, it will be ignored. And you've got the far right blaming our Mayor of London for increased knife crimes in this capital, when in actual fact, it's the Tory government slashing police numbers, slashing police buildings that are causing the increase in crime, not only in this capital, but across England.
Content over everything!
Because without police, there is no community. We need a police force which is sensibly funded, which represents the community, which is for the community. That means we can have a community. Because no matter where you come from in life, there will always be people who will break the law, and those people must be dealt with accordingly. But the Tories are stripping away our police, which means we can no longer have a community in this country. But the far right, who do they blame? They blame our Muslim mayor. They blame the socialists. They blame anyone standing up who says we should be having more money put into our police. That's what the far right do. Look at the far right channels. Instead of blaming people who are responsible. And who is responsible? The government. And what makes them responsible? By cutting the pay, cutting the funding to the police. That's their responsibility, and their responsibility alone. Jeremy Corbyn has said he would fund the police force. So that means that people living in our communities can have communities. Because if you walk around your streets frightened, scared of your own community, that means the government has failed. That is also a terrible thing. That's not how you run a country. But the government, the Tory government, that's how they get powerful. That's how they get rich. How do they get rich of cutting the police? By having their own private police forces. Look at the increase in private police forces, which are owned by the fucking Tory party. They own it. And who pays these police, these private police? It still comes out of taxpayers' money. That's what it still comes out for. But no longer is there a governing body over them, which is run by the people, which is how the police are run. The police are run openly within our openly-ish. It could be much better, don't get me wrong. But when it goes private, everything becomes a secret. Their rules, their agenda, the agenda of the police force is their oath. And their oath is the people that they serve over. That is an oath which all police officers in the world should be. But all police officers in this country, all people who own the police and run the police, they should be represented equally amongst their communities. You just can't have one group owning one such important infrastructure. That's unfortunately the case at the moment. It is not balanced in the police force. More balance is required. But the more that the Tory goes private, that means the more hatred and despising of the community will become. Cutting police numbers is a terrible crime. Reports now don't get filed. The police are saying to people, do you mind not fulfilling that crime reporting? Because they can't handle the numbers. That's what's happened under a Tory government. Under a Tory government, our communities are now less safe. And each day they become lesser and lesser in their ability to be able to police themselves. We should have power of the police to be able to fund the police fully. Without a fully funded police, there is no community, only anarchy, which is what the Tory government want. That's what they want. That's what they've always wanted. They want them to be ruling over us with their disgusting, despicable privatisations, with their rules, not the rules elected within a democracy. Privatisation overrules a democracy. That means you have no say whatsoever. We have little say already in UK democracy, but when it goes totally private, you have no say whatsoever. That's what's happening right now. A slow privatisation of the police, just like the National Health Service,
What do you think about
which are stripping them. Have you got something sensible to ask this time?
Have you got, how about the opinions of other people? Do you have any time for them?
What is important in a society is the strength of a democracy.
You're the man who's making the trouble. You're causing trouble. You're causing trouble. Listen, why are you saying people this and people that? Who are you to talk?
Who am I to talk?
Yeah, who are you to talk?
I am a human being who talks.
Yeah, and
Thank you very much for that question. I am a human being.
And you got free speech.
And in a democracy,
What do these people do?
and in a democracy,
They done nothing.
we should all have a voice. But we don't own the voice of a country.
What about
the
the Irish
billionaire?
people? They got bombed out their own
Yes.
country and women and children got killed.
Yes.
Nothing was said for years.
I'm not talking
So
about
what are you
Ireland,
about?
just to
So
clarify.
you should sit down then.
I'm talking about
sit down there
democracy.
yourself. Sit down and stop chatting shite.
Because I'm not talking about Ireland.
Why you not?
I need to sit down.
Not Ireland.
Good luck. Hey, sit down, you.
That doesn't make any sense. Thank you for your help, though.
Thank you as well.
I was talking about the police.
And I tell you,
And then the police must be funded. Right now, the Tory cuts are destroying a country called the UK. They destroy it for their own profit and their own power, because the community cannot grow without a police force. How can we walk down our street if we're walking down our own streets frightened, scared? And even if we can't, and even if we do approach the police, they're asking us, do you mind not filling that report in? Because that's what's happening now. The police have been cut so bad, they're actually deterring people from handing in a police report crime. That's what's happening. Police numbers have been cut dramatically across the UK. Police stations have been dramatically cut across the UK. And this is not only an attack on the police, but on a community made up of different people, Muslims, Christians, gays, heterosexuals, men, women, and we need a police force to make sure that all in the community have a chance to live in a community. The Tories are not only attacking the police, they're attacking the very fundamentals of a democracy, which is the very strength and a backbone of a community. That's what attacking the police is. That's what's cutting their numbers. It attacks democracy. And that's what the Tories have always done, because they can't bear a world where they're not in power. They can't bear a world where they don't have control over everybody. That's the Tory world. That's their promise. And attacking the police means they're attacking our community. That's what attacking the police is. It attacks the community, as well as the police, of course. We need a police. We need a police owned by us, which represents us, which represents our need. Question.
How would you propose doing that? Like, what's a reform proposal for a more representative police?
Well, firstly, we almost did have a very good police force. It's been destroyed right now.
I mean, I agree it's underfunded, yeah.
So, no, it's not underfunding. It's been attacked deliberately. By which party?
The Tories, yes.
So it's been deliberately by the Tories. So it was, not too long ago, quite well funded. But yes, I don't think the police are perfect, but the police are essential. And they need to be more representing the community and the democracy that we all proudly should be waking up to. But yes, we need a stronger democracy. And with a stronger democracy, we have a strong and thriving police force. And not only with a strong democracy, we have a police force that's strong and representative. We also have a media which is strong and representative. And not only that, we have a parliament which is strong and representative. Because without a democracy, there is no representation, which, by the way, is the world that we live in today. We do not have representation in Parliament, because Parliament was never built for the people of this country. Parliament was never built for the people of this country. Parliament was built by the rich, for the rich. That's what Parliament was built for, which is why they're attacking the police. Sorry.
He's the one who makes the war.
I'm saying anybody who votes for democracy is what we should be voting for,
all the time.
not people destroying democracy. And if our representatives, like New Labour, who have destroyed democracy within their own party, that is an attack. What?
Jeremy Corbyn is just as dangerous as
He has opened up the doors of democracy within the Labour Party. That's what he's done. Sorry? He started, well, he accidentally do it, but doing on purpose is the way politics should be run. Purpose being making democracy open for all. Momentum isn't just one billionaire dictating to you your views. Momentum is a representative of all the community, and all that community are therefore given access to that. And it was started by a great Jewish man who thought that democracy was the way we have the future. Please don't touch me. Please don't touch me.
Years ago, when
bring your platform and you can talk about the Irish person.
Don't you talk about Jews. You're a racist bastard, that's what you are.
Thank you very much. We must have
people when you're bombing them out of the country.
Democracy represents. Please don't touch me. Don't touch me.
Sit down.
Please don't touch me. Do you understand? Not touching me.
I'm not your spark out or whatever, got my chance.
Yes, I understand you'll do that.
We're talking about you.
But we can't have violence.
Don't talk about anybody else.
We can't have violence.
What about the Irish people? What about us?
Did you bring your platform?
I'm here. Look, I'm here now.
Yes, and talk about Ireland.
Fuck you. You've got a clue.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm not talking about Ireland.
Yeah,
I don't have a clue about Ireland.
Talk about Ireland when the trouble.
You're here.
What about the trouble?
You're passionate.
What about the trouble?
You're intelligent.
Yeah, listen.
Bring your platform and talk about Ireland. This is about democracy. This is about democracy. This is about the Tory government attacking the police force. And if you attack the police force, you're attacking the very backbone of a community and democracy.
What about Sadiq Khan then spending
He's the one
millions
who's
on
causing trouble.
having
Hey, there's no Muslims here causing trouble like this. He's causing trouble.
Is he not
I swear to
partially
God, he's
responsible
causing
as
trouble.
well?
You're causing trouble.
Momentum is not
You're provoking
spoken
people.
out.
Why are you up here?
I don't agree
Why are you up
with
here
that
for?
gentleman you've just spoken to, referred to. He is New Labour.
I mean, there's a point to
He
that.
is new. No, there isn't a point to that. I've spoken to the mayor of this country. Well, I've spoken to the mayor of this country
Liar.
the very night he won his seat.
Liar.
I spoke to the mayor of this
You're
country,
lying,
and everybody, the Labour supporters,
He doesn't
were
even
all
know his name.
singing Jeremy
He doesn't
Corbyn's
even know the
name.
mayor's name. What's his name?
They
What's the
were
mayor's
not
name?
state.
What's the mayor's name?
Momentum
Hey,
has never
listen.
spoken out.
They
What's the
were.
mayor's name?
He, the mayor of London,
What's his name?
never said thank you to Jeremy Corbyn, even though it was Jeremy Corbyn that got into power. I spoke to the mayor of this London. I spoke to him when he got into power that night in the last general election. He never thanked Jeremy Corbyn. He instead has constantly attacked Jeremy Corbyn because the mayor of London is not Labour. He is New Labour. And the New Labour government is run and owned by billionaires. And the billionaires are far right. The billionaires have nothing to do with democracy. nothing to do with a better world, which is why they have to own everything, which is why they own our media, our army, and they want to own our police and National Health Service.
Do you know who Paul Mason is?
Sorry?
Do you know who Paul Mason is?
Yeah.
He was the former head culture editor for Channel 4 and he runs Momentum. He's one of their chairs.
So?
He is the media.
The media is owned by
Why is
billionaires.
it Marxist?
The media is run and owned by billionaires.
That's true, but none of them like
That's
it.
true, but.
Yeah.
So don't
I
disagree
agree
me
with
then.
you, but
That's true,
billionaires
but.
don't like Corbyn as much as
You're
you think they
Mr.
do.
That's true, but.
So why
That's
you up there?
true, but. No,
You
it's
also acknowledge
true.
that Paul Mason, the
It's
chair of
billionaires
Momentum,
that
is on
own
Channel 4.
our
He's
media.
right.
You know who he
And
is.
the reason why they own our media is so we never have a voice. We never have a voice. How can a community grow? How can a community live?
No, that's not a good idea.
Listen, I say this straight, yeah? I swear to God, there's no trouble in this country only for gobshites like that that causes all the trouble here. Call the police. So what? I'm telling the truth. He's going running like we usually do, hiding everywhere.
What are you talking about?
What are you on about?
What are you on about?
What's he on about?
I don't know.
What are you
I-
advocating
I mean,
for?
what's your point?
Do you understand what I'm saying? He's chatting pure shite, that's the truth.
Yeah, okay, and you talk true, do you?
That was his.
I'm only a civilian, like no one of us.
Are you drunk?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought you are. Yeah. Are you? So you're drunk
Up
and
to that.
you're a bit insane as well, aren't you?
100%.
100% insane. So you talk a lot of shit, then, don't
Fuck you, you motherfucker.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Who cares about
What's
you?
your point, mate?
I'm telling you straight, listen, don't give Hitler a handicap boy. He's a handicap.
Can you speak English, please?
Oh, because I'm Irish, you're racist.
Well, no, it's not racist.
Yeah,
it's just,
it is.
it's just you give Irish a bad name.
Sure, I'll knock you out, back out.
What do you have written on your
Why are you
hat?
shaking my hand? You know what? That's
Is it-
my Maggie.
Maggie.
Hey,
Maggot.
come here to me.
Maggot.
Don't let go. Hey, I love English, Irish, the whole lot of us.
What about the Welsh?
100%, I love them to pieces, yeah? See, gobshites like that makes trouble for the whole lot of us. Bang! Love you, yeah?
Bang, yeah. What do you do for a living?
Fuck it, doesn't matter, I'm a thief.
You're a thief.
Hey, whatever I do, it doesn't matter to you. I
don't get what
fight
you-
for them, but it don't look a boxer, yeah?
Yeah. I'm a lover, not a fighter.
I fight for my lover.
Yeah.
And I'm gone now. Hey, I will never see me again.
What was all that about?
I'm a fat cockney, you know me?
Yeah.
I'm telling you that.
You should
I'm
be the
fighting
mayor of
you,
London.
cunt. Hey, look, I stopped all this. That's all I want.
Good you
I see
do.
that.
Good.
You're talking shit.
You've done a good job.
You're talking shit. I stopped them, didn't I?
Yes,
Who's
you
here? Hey, who's there? Hey, look at him chatting shit again, look. Is that even
It's a
there?
ghost
Because I got rid of him. Because he's chatting shit. He's chatting shit on me. Just staying here chatting shit to us. We're the people's people. We have our own minds, mate.
Yes.
God's sake.
Good for you.
Listen, I'm a trouble, yes?
You're the man.
I'm not the man. I talk for the trouble, yeah? Where's he now? Where's that gobshite with
He's
chatting
come
shit?
back. Look, he's
Yeah?
back.
I will not have
Give
that.
him his stand.
Get up there now.
He's
what?
dangerous.
He's not dangerous. He's not dangerous. He's just a moron.
And you're a pussy hole.
Oh, come on, man.
And what are you?
He says you're dangerous.
He's
You
dangerous.
wouldn't have to fly.
We need to get the police. The police need to be involved now.
Oh, come on.
The police need to be
Carry
here.
on with your speech.
The police need to be here.
Why?
As soon as we see the police,
Tory
then this gentleman needs to speak to
did
the
I do?
police. Yeah, you're
What?
clueless. You don't even know what you did.
And you don't even know what you're on about.
We need to find the police and they need to speak to
come
him.
on.
That's what I
Stop
say.
moaning.
Oh, the police will help us, so we get bumped in it, and we get the police
If we
help.
see the police,
You're a hand-
then this person here will be
when the
dealt
police
with
here,
by the
I'm
police.
I'm a
But
fuck-
right now, he's a trouble. And all he can do is drink and be a trouble. That's all he is.
He doesn't know what he's talking about.
I know he's drunk.
What do you want?
Yeah, being drunk helps you not have to deal with life.
Hey, let me tell you something, yeah? You don't know what's on about, man.
At least they didn't push you off a platform. At least have that courtesy. That courtesy. I never pushed you off your platform.
The police won't come here, you know why? Because you know he's chatting shite.
And you are a police officer, are
I'm
you?
a traveller, I'm an Irishman, yeah?
Anyway.
See, years ago, 19 years ago, what you do then? You got away with murder.
Carry on with the meeting.
I can't because this gentleman's dangerous.
I jump up here,
not
all right?
dangerous.
He's dangerous.
Hey, God bless everybody here. Hey, you're a gobshite and you know it.
Yes,
And you
so
do
what?
up there, you have
So
your
what?
handicap.
So what?
What are you trying to the people for? We have our own minds. We don't need
Then
to
get on
listen to
your own platform and don't attack
you
other
know,
people. Don't attack other people.
don't know
Get
what
on your own platform.
handicap.
Why don't you do that?
Listen,
Instead of spending money on alcohol, buy your own platform.
What if he was a handicap?
It's a bit of drama. Unfortunately, alcoholics and democracy don't make for a good mix. That is unfortunately true. Right, where was I before I was rudely interrupted?
Mayor for London, Sadiq Khan.
Sadiq Khan, thank you. I spoke to Sadiq Khan on the very night that he won the election. And I told him, you're here because of Jeremy Corbyn. Everybody in that pub that was celebrating that victory were all singing Jeremy Corbyn's name, not our mayor's name. The mayor has single-handedly constantly attacked Jeremy Corbyn because he's New Labour. New Labour doesn't represent democracy, it represents the billionaires who pay for them. We have the far right here, Tommy Robinson speaking. He speaks for Tommy Robinson. He speaks for Tommy Robinson. He doesn't have his own voice. He is Tommy Robinson fan. He is the far right. The far right is here to make sure that nobody has a voice. This is Tommy Robinson. He represents Tommy Robinson.
I mean, I don't understand what his opinion.
He comes here week in, week out. The far right come here week in, week out to make sure that nobody has a chance to speak. That's what the far right do. That is the far right.
They have a right to speak too.
No, they try to, week in, week out, they come here to make sure other people don't speak. That's what the far right do. That's what the far right is.
I mean, I've seen them have like open, just constructive debates.
Yes, they do. And then they make sure no one else does. Only they have open and constructive
I
debates.
see them engage with their total opposite all the time.
Yes, but when they come into power, what do the far right do?
What is your side going to do?
What do the far right do when they get into power? They cause genocides. They destroy freedom of speech.
And the far left don't.
No, the left don't. I'm not talking about the far left.
Well, that's what Jeremy Corbyn is.
John McDonnell is a Marxist, openly.
John McDonnell, Corbyn have always stood up for democracy.
John McDonnell
They represent that
cited
in
Lenin
their
as an idol of
parties.
his.
They've
Lenin
done that
killed 3
through
million
demonstrating that people on the street actually have a say in their party,
Only on the
which
fucking
is
street
why
of Islington.
New
And
they
Labour
put it like
hates
Islington.
the Labour Party because they make democracy for the people of this country. People now have a voice. People now have a say in the Labour Party.
the anti-Semites,
That never
they certainly have a
happened
voice.
until once New Labour got in. They ended all that.
And
That's
through-
what New
and
Labour
through
did.
agree New Labour sucks.
Agree, but he's the agree, but man.
Current
I
Labour sucks
agree,
as well.
but
It's called nuance.
no, it's not. It's called reality.
So you're saying I either
And the
love Jeremy
reality
Corbyn and
is
hate New
Jeremy
Labour or
Corbyn has single-handedly made democracy opened up in his party.
In his party,
Join
that's
the
everyone
Labour Party.
Does Jeremy
Join-
Corbyn like Jews?
Yes, he does like
Apple
Jews.
juice, tomato juice.
But what he doesn't like
Banana juice.
is genocide.
That's what he
Like
likes.
every
Unless it's
socialist
Venezuela,
does.
right?
Like every
Venezuela.
socialist
Like
does.
Venezuela.
Like every
about
socialist
Venezuela?
has always stood up against genocide. It doesn't matter
about
who's
Cuba?
committing
What
that
about Cuba?
genocide.
He was on Venezuelan
Jeremy
TV
Corbyn
while
has
they were
always
fucking
stood up
shooting protesters in
against
the
genocide.
He's always stood
And
with
if
terrorists. He's
Israel,
always stood
if
with terrorists.
Israel's
And then he stood
leaders
with Iran,
are
which is just as
committing
bad.
genocide, then
Then they
everybody
are for Gaza.
should stand up against that. But we must love and respect the Jewish people. We must love and respect Muslims. We must love and respect Christians.
Do you
Because
think-
their
What about
leaders,
Scientologists?
because their leaders
That's
have
not-
gone insane.
That's
It
not
does
the
not
substance,
mean
that's just
their
an emotive
religion
appeal.
is insane.
Do
It
you
does
think-
not mean their people are insane. It just
sometimes
means
it's-
their leaders have gone insane. and committing genocide, no matter if you're left, right, or whether who you are.
Right in the middle.
You are insane. Committing genocide and profiting from genocide.
What about Jeremy
Jeremy
Corbyn in
Corbyn
Venezuela?
has said he will end wars. And that means
they're gonna say
ending
that, right?
profit
Hitler said he'd end
of
wars
wars.
Will Jeremy
Ending
Corbyn
profit.
use nuclear weapons against Putin? Will he do that?
Ending nuclear weapons is an absolute fundamental prerogative. Right. An absolute fundamental.
Now you're talking like Jeremy Corbyn.
Somebody, thank you. You see, the far right can be helpful.
All right, have a
Can be a-
vocabulary. Is that what you
Go with me. Yes, you just proved you're human too, far right.
Oh, well, how
Mr.
could
Tommy
the far right
Robertson.
be human? Far right to
Mr.
everyone?
Tommy
How can the far
Robertson.
right be
That's
human?
so unfair.
Ending nuclear war, ending nuclear weapons is a priority for every single person on this
Down
planet.
with
Are you familiar
Planet.
with the fact that the other day it turned out that Michael Foot was paid by the Soviet Union to promote nuclear
Not
disarmament,
even,
so
not
Soviet
even
Union
the
had to
right
keep
wing
theirs and
thought
have
that
the-
story was true.
But it is
We had
true.
the right
Are
wing
you disagreeing
on
with
the
MI5's
media.
official
Right.
Even the
Now
right
you're
wing
right-wing.
can be
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
I know
Basically.
you're right wing. I'm left
The
wing.
right wing
No,
actually said
MI6.
that
I'm
story was fucking stupid.
But it's true.
True,
Are
but
you saying the
true,
government
but
fabricated the files?
true. That story. Andrew
tell
Neil,
me how it's
Andrew
fake.
Neil, the ex-editor of the Times newspaper, went on Twitter saying how fucking stupid that story
what
was.
he said?
Andrew Neil,
disagreeing with
the
the Russian government
ex-editor
archives
of
that
the
have
Times,
checks to
a man
Foot?
who is
Andrew Neil,
right-wing to his very bone,
Yes,
said
he
that
is.
story was
So it
stupid.
does- but are you
And yet
disagreeing with the Soviet
you've
government's
come up here
checks to Michael
and
Foot?
said, oh, that obviously is
How were
bullshit.
the checks fabricated?
Even they
How is the
no.
government record fabricated?
How are things made up? Is
Yeah,
that
but
what you're
so you're
asking?
saying both the Russians
Read a book
and the
about
British
non-fiction.
simultaneously fabricated
Read
checks
stories.
from
That's how
1980.
they're all made up, mate. You need to
You can
think
just
a
say
little bit
anything
more.
is fake. That doesn't.
In a democracy, we would own the media. In
We
a
means the
democracy,
state, right?
we would own the
We
police.
means the state,
In
guys.
a
The
democracy,
state will own what you
a
think,
democracy
according to this guy.
owned by the people.
direct
That is
action
what
democratic.
democracy means,
It's direct
where we
action
all
democratic.
have a
That's what
voice.
that Irish bloke
We have
did.
never
Direct
lived
action.
in democracy. We have never lived in a democracy.
Oh, come
We
on.
live in a dictatorship
Rubbish.
over a
Try
democracy,
living in Russia.
which is
you
why
numpty.
people pay,
Try
why the
living in
rich
Russia
own our
today.
media,
So,
which
and
is
you
why
think
the
the
rich
state owning it
own
would be
our
any
media,
better?
which is why the rich
Which
own
also run
our
Momentum.
parliament. So you're happy with the way things are
No,
now?
I'm not, but that doesn't mean I have
So
to like
what's your
Jeremy
solution
Corbyn.
then?
My solution is neither of them.
What
I'd
is your
rather-
solution?
I agree that austerity
What
sucks
is your
as well,
solution?
but I also think
What is
Jeremy
your
Corbyn-
solution?
No,
Diane Abbott
communism.
for president.
I'm not promoting communism.
Yeah, Momentum is
Yeah,
full
but,
of
but,
Marxists.
yeah, it's the yeah, but man.
I like
It's the
free
true
speech.
but man. How about just saying, yeah, I agree with you? Because
What's
clearly,
your solution?
yeah, you
What's
said
your-
true
your
but,
solution?
true but,
Yeah,
true
but
but.
no,
You're the
Momentum
true
is full
but
of
man.
anti-free speech.
What is your
Marxists.
solution?
Okay, my solution
Your
would be-
solution is?
My solution would be a more moderate economic policy. Yes, I would reject
No,
austerity.
your solution
I'd
to
also leave the
democracy.
EU and be very hard.
What is
My
your
solution
solution?
is democracy, but Jeremy Corbyn doesn't represent it.
And yet, he's giving people a chance to vote.
Inside his own party, and then he deselects
Yeah,
all
then
his
join
opponents.
the-
He
he-
deselects all his
He
opponents.
does not. They
Frank
are
Field,
voted.
Kate Hoey
They
are
are
being
voted
deselected.
against by their
With people
representatives.
that he packed
If
into the
you
party.
want to stay in the Labour Party, then join the Labour Party. It is open for all, and each one of you have a vote and a chance to be part
And
of that
again with the
democracy.
media thing, Paul Mason,
That
who runs
is
Momentum,
what-
is the media.
Yes, he is.
Yes, so you've
He is what Jewish people are proud
What
of.
is the
He's
Jewish
a
thing?
proud Jew man, and that is fantastic.
for the Labour or against? I don't understand.
I am for anybody who stands up for democracy.
for the-
Momentum stands up for
What about
democracy.
Venezuela? When was Corbyn standing up for democracy then?
Corbyn
Yes, yes.
stands up
He
for
loves
democracy.
Man, fuck all you.
Democracy is what we should. And how do you judge? How do you judge someone believes in a democracy?
By
You
not
take a look
supporting
at their
dictatorship.
party. You take a look at their party.
wanna say that
Look
word?
at
Say-
the
say-
benches
say
of
that
Jeremy
word,
Corbyn.
anti-Semitism. That's what you
They
wanna say,
represent
No,
the
actually,
people
that's
of
not
this
what I'm gonna say, 'cause I
country.
think that's a bad
Look at the
attitude.
Tories. They represent
with
the
him, I'm with
rich
him, all the way.
and will only ever represent
Corbyn,
the
Jeremy Corbyn all
rich.
the
Yeah,
way,
that's true.
That is what the Tories are. and always have been.
I can't disagree.
And they own Parliament.
attacking the Tories
They
doesn't
own
make
our
Labour any
economy.
better.
They own our,
Yeah,
and they want to own our National Health Service. So that, hey.
But Labour gave me my fucking immigration status in this country, innit? Fuck you.
Sorry, what's your name?
Louis.
Louis, do you want to come on platform?
Yeah?
Give me a sec. I'm very proud to introduce our next speaker, everyone.
Wow, young man.
He's a man called Louis. I'm very, very, very impressed with him, and I hope you all agree with my assessment. But if you disagree, please disagree civilly. Please disagree civilly, because he's a bit
Give
younger,
Louis a chance.
as you may have noticed. Obs, it's all yours, my friend.
Louis for Jeremy Corbyn.
What?
You love Jeremy Corbyn.
I don't love him, but I like him and I respect his policies. Doesn't mean I like. There are lots of, yeah.
Just focus on what you want to say. Say what his policies are. Tell the people.
Okay, there are policies that. So one of the big policies I think is crazy that people who claim they're capitalists and free marketers, they're not for the free market. They're for socialism, but just that favours the rich. The Tories aren't capitalists. The Tories aren't free marketers. They're socialists, but they want the socialism to favour. They're socialists for the rich. They want the minimum wage to be so low that the taxpayer has to pay for wages. They want the laws to favour the rich. They want protectionism in order to favour the rich. Agree. People pay lower tax wages if they're rich than if they are if they're poor, because it's easier, and they don't crack down on them. They don't care.
You're doing good. You're doing good.
When you
They
grow
don't-
up,
You're doing good.
Yes, man.
Huh?
don't you want to be?
You're doing good. You're doing
I
good.
don't care if I'm that rich. I want to have enough to be happy, and then I want enough to be able to be happy and survive.
That's right,
I don't think I'd be happy as a millionaire.
Labour won't give you that. They'll give you
Yeah.
food shortages and oppression.
Huh?
Labour will do the opposite of that as well.
How?
Jeremy Corbyn supports Venezuela, and that's following all of
He
his
does-
policies to a T.
You're one of those
Yeah.
Venezuelans.
What happened to
He's not
Venezuela?
Venezuela
How
will collapse, and there
how
were no
about
economic
everyone-
sanctions.
How it collapsed?
Everyone brings up
Let's
Venezuela
Because it's
when
right.
they talk about democratic socialism and social democracy. They never bring up success stories like in Scandinavia.
Scandinavia is not social democrat, sorry, not democratic socialist.
It's a social democratic.
Yes, they have a better funded welfare state, but Venezuela.
It's a mixture of socialism and capitalism, which is kind of what Venezuela was. There are capitalist economies that have failed. There are socialist economies that have failed. And bringing up, what if I said, oh, like Bulgaria, their economy's not doing so well. They're capitalist.
What about the casino banking? The collapse
Brother,
of
stop
the-
here, innit,
Yes,
brother?
then you need to break up the big banks, because there's no such thing as a bank that's too big to fail. It just means if it fails, it brings down the entire economy. There are a few people who own way too much. There are 8 people who own half as much as the poorest half of the world. There's 8.
That's true, yeah.
And they have too much power.
I agree with you on that.
And people
Yeah, I'm back there, isn't it?
People take the values and the principles of a democracy and they don't extend them beyond the government. People think the government should work democratically, but they don't think the workplace.
right?
Well,
To work for us, isn't it?
yeah,
the people,
it doesn't.
on the ground.
Just because you vote for your MP doesn't necessarily mean the country's a democracy. You don't vote on how there aren't unions that give people some
Big
power.
up to the parents.
There aren't policies. Not all the policies that people want are being implemented. People think of America as a very capitalist country. 62% want free healthcare, 80% want a minimum wage.
Yes.
It's not that the people are very capitalist. It's the government. Yeah.
Becoming divided. True.
So it's the
There's an agenda, isn't it? There's an agenda behind
yeah.
it.
But it's a few people that have all the power. They end up representing that country entirely and the entire population. Yeah.
Beautifully said. Carry on, carry on.
So
Carry
I
on,
think it's
man.
important
Tell
to
the
say-
truth, and the people who doesn't want to hear the truth,
Carry on.
they will move on
The
because they
idea,
don't like the truth.
the
tell them more.
idea of capitalism is meant to be that it's a meritocracy, and if you're good, you will get the jobs. But that's not how it works. If you can't pay,
Tell them how it works.
people who go to private schools, they'll have a better chance. People who can afford to go
right,
to
you're right, you have a better
university,
chance.
they'll have a better chance. It's not that a true meritocracy needs everyone to start in the same starting ground. I don't advocate that everyone has the equal outcome.
They don't do that.
People always say that in capitalism everyone has equal opportunity, but they don't. You can't when some people are born into poverty and some people... Because if you have money, it's so easy to make more money with that money. You invest it, you have it, you already have enough to live. It's not that... But if you have nothing, you need every little bit that you earn to survive. There's none of it you can invest. You can invest, you can pay someone to even make your investment choices. You can pay someone who has an education. You can give them your amount of money to invest your money. You have to have a brain to become rich. If you're born into wealth. Yeah.
Yo, you might need to know this.
Thank you very much. Again, that was an excellent talk. And I'd like to say thank you to the crowd for showing some respect as well. Thank you. So the crowd, round of applause to yourself as well.
So young man, I got a
Thank
question
you.
for you.
I think
I got a question for you.
yes.
Do you think if George Corbyn wins the election tomorrow, Jeremy Corbyn, do you think he's be able to fight against rich people, billionaire people who's controlling the thing?
That's a very good question.
Second thing, do you think the government we have right now, or American government, they running the show?
The term government is very confusing. This is the problem we have. The question was, if Jeremy Corbyn came into power,
would they let him?
How would he fight against the billionaires?
What you said, I agree. What you said, billionaire controlling everything. Do you think he's got to resist against them? Be able to fight?
As soon as Jeremy Corbyn comes into comes into power, or somebody like Jeremy Corbyn ever comes into power, the right wing, the media, the people that own our democracy will spend every single opportunity trying to destroy that government. Unelectedly. They're unelectedly trying to destroy an elected government. The head of the army, about last year, was on the Andrew Marr show about a year ago, and he suggested that the army would have a coup over a Labour government. He hinted on that. Look on Andrew Marr, the head of the army. He actually said, well, if that democratically elected nutter ever becomes Prime Minister of this country, well, we would certainly consider just killing him. Not killing him, sorry, just getting rid of him.
Assassinating him.
Well, no, I don't want to say that. But they'd get rid of him. And that was on the Andrew Marr show. And he was proud to say that. He was proud to say that he doesn't want to live in a democracy. He was proud to say that if he ever did live in a democracy, then he would do everything he could to attack that democracy.
I think your answer is that if he becomes. Your question was that if, when he comes, could he fight against?
No, let me put it in a different way. You know, it's very easy to stand up.
If they
here
let him do his job.
My brother, let me just do it.
Your question.
It's very easy to stand up here and talk a lot about fair things. But do you know how many British and American bases around the world?
Yes.
How is Johnny Corbyn got to bring this over
I
here?
think he could. I think he would have the
So can I just finish? The basis of all the world is not because the Prime Minister idea is about security of people who's running the show underground.
Come on my platform.
No. What I'm trying to say, my brother, it's very hard. I mean, you're talking about Genesis. You've been talking about what Jewish people being killed from Germany. But you all fucking, so I'm sorry to say, you all bastards. You don't talk about 2 million people dying in Iraq. You didn't say that this is Genesis.
Jeremy Corbyn, Jeremy Corbyn and Robin Cook both stood up and gave speeches in Parliament saying how disgusting Iraq is.
My brother, he's got to do something about the Genesis.
Genesis. You can't do anything when you're not in power. We have to vote for someone like, not just Jeremy Corbyn, anybody that stands up against genocide and war. In Iraq right now is a genocide.
It's easy to talk about it. What's actually
yes,
done?
it's easy to talk about it.
In Iraq?
I'm not going to disagree with that, but we have to have people understand when someone stands up and says they don't believe in war, and actually stood up in Parliament and said how disgusting the Iraq War
Parliament
is?
is not running the
Are you
country.
aware? Are you aware Jeremy Corbyn has
not
stood
running
up?
the country, my
Are you
brother.
aware Jeremy Corbyn has stood up?
I
You're not
love-
even aware of that.
I won't.
Are you aware Robin Cook resigned
He is with
from?
you, man.
Are you?
He is with
Tory
you.
MP
But
John
he's
Are
Barron.
you
saying,
aware
be
Robin
fair.
Cook resigned
Tory MP
because of
John Barron
the
who
Iraq
opposed the Iraq War
War?
and also
Because
said
Robin
the
Cook
Tories
was
were good
part
as
of the
well.
Labour Party.
No one believes
And Venezuela,
in war
by the
until you
way.
get shot at,
I
mate.
think
Unless
if
you
it's
get
hard,
fired,
Oh,
bullets
we've got the far right
Barack
here.
Obama.
Welcome to the far right, ladies and
I'm
gentlemen,
a lot
badge
I'm
on the
far
side
right.
with his Rivers of Blood T-shirt.
Is that Lenin?
Here is the far right.
that Lenin?
Just so you know, everybody,
Is that
this
Lenin?
is the far right.
Is that
Sorry?
Lenin? Is that Lenin on the pin on your hat?
Is it?
It's, well, so you said you're not far left, but you have a Soviet symbol on your hat.
I'm not far left.
So you have a Soviet symbol.
I'm
you're
for
not-
anybody that stands up against
So you think
the
Lenin-
ownership
you think
of
Lenin
this
is-
of this
I
world.
think Lenin was a good guy.
That's what I'm standing up for anybody
Well, that's
that
deflecting
stands
the
up
question.
for the benefit of this,
You
for
were
the
saying
giving
you
the
don't
people
support mass
the power.
killings, but you have a mass
Like
killer on your hat.
privatisation. Privatisation is a crime against the
you
people of this
mentioned
country.
Lenin.
Nonsense.
Look at the Lenin
Privatisation
fight.
is a crime. Your water
The
rates,
Direct, the Google,
your
the Amazon.
energy bills
Do you know that
have
people
gone
are
up.
giving birth
And do you
in,
know why your
that's
energy bills have
giving
gone up?
birth in,
Is it to fund for a better
warehouses.
energy?
That's while
evil.
they're
Is
working.
it
That's
funding
evil, mate, but that doesn't
better
make Lenin a good
energy?
guy.
Is it funding
That doesn't make
better
Lenin a
water
good guy.
networks?
Somehow.
No.
I know,
The
but what
reason
has
your
the
pay,
capitalists given?
your bill goes up each year is to make the rich richer. That's all privatisation has ever done. That's all privatisation will ever do. That's what privatisation is.
Privatisation
Does
gives you
it
that,
pay
mate. It
the
gives you
workers
this, it
more
gives you
money?
this, it gives you
No,
that.
it doesn't. Does it make sure the workers have a decent pension? No, it doesn't. You need a government to do that, and that government owned by the people of their own country, and that government elected in a democracy, and a democracy which represents every single human being.
What does that government look like?
Sorry?
What does it look like? What's the government?
He's asked the most banal question in human history, and yet this banal question he wants me to answer. I'm sorry, mate, you're going to have to think a little harder and actually ask a proper question, please. And until you do, I'll keep on speaking. I'll give you time to eat your sandwich, which looks lovely. Can you zoom in on a sandwich? Yeah, you concentrate on your sandwich, mate. Then when you've had a chance to eat that, your brain then can move to asking a question. Thank you.
What's your problem? Anyone asks you a question, you get
No,
said,
he asked a stupid question. Can you repeat his question?
My brother, what-
Can you repeat his
Yeah, what
question?
does your government look
No,
like?
you can't repeat his question because you didn't even bother listening to him. You didn't even bother listening to
What
him.
does your government look like?
Well, do you want me to ask you a stupid question? Do you know what it's like? Do you know what it's like when someone asks you, did I bring this platform here to listen to stupid questions? Or did I bring my platform here to listen to people that genuinely got a question to ask and not a sandwich to eat? Right now, he's got a sandwich to eat. Sorry? Have you got a question or not?
I don't have a question.
Then when next time someone asks you a stupid question, just remember how you treat that person. Yeah, rubbish. Give me your Twitter feed. Give me your Twitter feed. Let's see how honest you really are. Come on, come over here. Give me your Twitter feed, and let's see how you really treat people that ask stupid questions. I suspect you do what I do, which is tell that person to ask a decent question. Decent. Have you got a decent question?
Do you make your t-shirt yourself?
Why is Venezuela having
Your words.
You can't whisper to me.
Your words. We need a government for the people, of the people, to take care of everything, yes?
Yes.
Am I with you 100%? We need a government with the people.
Yes.
So, my question is, how does that government work? Is it the exact same government with Corbyn? Is it a different government? Do we redo a new constitution? What would you like to do?
This gentleman has eaten a bit of his sandwich, food's gone to his brain, and he's asked a bloody brilliant question. The question was, how does that government work? Does it need a new constitution? These are brilliant questions. That cheese sandwich is doing wonders for you, mate. Doing bloody wonders. Yes, no democracy can ever function without a constitution. This country has no constitution. This country has no constitution. No democracy can function without a constitution. But that constitution cannot just be about England. That constitution has to be a world constitution. No matter where you're born, no matter your religion, no matter the colour of your skin, no matter your sexual orientation, no matter how you think, that constitution is there if you want it, and it's there to represent you if you want it. That's what a constitution looks like. It's not just for America, it's not just for the rich, it's for every single human being that was born on this planet. And that constitution has to be backdated. It has to be backdated. It has to be backdated until the very beginning of farming. That must be done because it has to address the crimes of the past, not just the crimes of today.
What about the crimes of the future?
Because the crimes of today, they come from the past. That's what crimes of today do. So a constitution must be backdated to the very beginning of farming. Some might argue beyond, but let's not go too crazy.
It's communist bullshit. It's reparation.
A constitution is communist.
No, back calculating is reparations is Marxist.
No, because the crimes that are happening today are from the crimes that happened in the past.
So what?
We are all educated in the past.
So what?
We are all educated in the past.
So?
Therefore, crimes must be backdated. And a constitution would address the genocides which happened in our past. And those people who
Thanks for the God. That's it. Jump off. Talk. Buddy, talk what you believe in. What? Come on now.
You go up, Chuck.
No, you're the speaker.
come back anytime.
All the crimes come from the religion.
No, only the religious elite.
He's back. Yeah, my brother.
Because you're religious doesn't mean you own your religion. Because you are religious does not mean you own your religion. I propose that the people of if you are Jewish, Christian or Muslim, then you would own your own religion, or Catholic or Protestant. Own your own religion. Write your Bible, your Quran or Torah. You write that. You write that. And you write that in the image of what your vision is. A vision where people of different religions are not the enemy. A vision is where we all get on equally as well. And because someone looks different to you, doesn't justify killing that person. Because that person's a different religion from you, doesn't justify killing that person. But if you're religious, respect other religious people. They believe in God. They believe in a God. If you're religious and you believe in religion, then you should respect that at the very fucking minimum. Any questions? Pardon?
Get the fuck out of here.
I don't.
Who doesn't agree with what? Sorry.
Yeah.
Which bit? Which bit?
You need to kill someone for his religion. Who doesn't agree with that?
Anybody in charge. History has proven that reality true. Have you ever heard of World War II?
I don't know what you mean by that.
Then yes, they disagreed with it.
But you and I took a job and you worked twice as hard as me.
The same people who were in charge then are the same people that own all the money today. The same people. They had to fund that war. They had to fund that war. And they fund that war to kill the people of this world. And they profited from that. Lots of rich individuals profited from World War II. They never went to prison. They never went to prison.
I don't believe it's
What's
the
your
same.
job? You have to run a job. You know why? Because the British get cheaper labour all the time. Handicapped. The British cheaper labour all the time. And am I right? Have you got a job?
General sense of relativism in a country.
Stolen from Africa.
Brought to America.
And that's private property, which I'm just
I love private property.
and the private property.
We're sitting here and watching you shake it.
Come take over everything from your humanity.
Come, man, say it straight. Man, don't listen to BBC. Man, don't listen to ITV.
Coherent kind of thing. So I felt a lot of the time that I was trying to defend my kind of stance because he previously had this problem with Uncle TY, and their issue is their issue. But my issue with him was that he will willingly throw someone else that he doesn't know under the bus, but then claim to be empowering black people. And it's like you just threw your own brother under the bus for the sake of yourself, kind of thing. So it's one of those things where I think, like you said, there's a lot of juvenile